Fruman. I work as a transfer pricing partner in the PwC, and transfer pricing is very international. It's about international tax, so per definition you deal with different countries. 3 Japanese clients, the boss with 2 of his assistants, and they came all the way from Tokyo to sort of have this meeting with me, and then we would go to the tax authorities. And they came in with these mouth caps in front of them. I didn't know what that means. Is it to protect them from me, or do they not want to sort of affect me with their thing? And it was about this bird flu going on at the time, right? So they were very aware of that. So that was I mean, it's also sometimes just it's funny, you know. You see it,
something different,
and you don't think, can I ask? You know, can I ask, or would that be rude if I ask?
In this example, Mr. Fruman was quite surprised when the Japanese clients came in the business meeting wearing mouth caps. He was not sure whether it was appropriate to ask why they had those mouth caps on, because he thought it might have been perceived as being rude. By doing this, he was avoiding conflict. And avoiding conflict is an important aspect of doing business in an international environment.
In India. So they came out of the meeting, and he said to his manager, I want you to write the memo, and how long do you think it will take you to get that done? And then the manager said, well, I can have it to you by tomorrow. I said, okay, that's great, see you tomorrow. So the next day he came into the meeting, and the guy was still in the same clothes.
He never left the office.
He never left the office.
Oh.
And he said, why didn't you go home? He said, yeah, you wanted the memo by tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said, no, I asked you how long it would take you to prepare it. If you said it would, and now he's learned how to phrase the question like, how soon can you get it? Assuming you work 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know? and then the answer will obviously be different.
Verbal communication between different cultures can cause a lot of confusion, such as the situation that Mr. Fruman explains. A simple question such as, how long do you think it would take you to get the assignment done, can be misunderstood. The Indian employee felt obligated to get his work done as soon as possible, even if it meant working all night. In some working cultures, this would be seen as acceptable, but in the Netherlands, for example, 8-hour working days are usually the norm.
In general, I would say that the distance between the boss and the employees in the Netherlands is very, very small compared to other countries. And in other countries, the distance is a bit bigger.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands, people are expected to contribute.
Yes.
Regardless of how senior or junior they are in the room. If you have a good comment, feel free to step up and say that. Whereas in other cultures, for instance, that Russian meeting, there was like maybe 15 people on the table from the client, and then there was another 15 people behind them just listening in, handing out papers and things like that.
Yeah.
But only the boss was speaking.
Only the boss.
Only the boss was speaking. And the rest was just nodding and just writing, and they were clearly not going to say anything.
Power distance exists in all cultures and business environments. However, there can be a huge difference in power distance per country. This can be seen in the way in which managers and their employees communicate. The meeting with the Russians clearly shows that there is a distinct difference in power distance. In Russia, when the boss speaks, people stay quiet, which shows that the power distance is quite high.
It takes a long time to conclude a deal, for instance, in Asia, Russia, and things like that, than in a Western culture. And I think that has to do with our law, our legislative system. Because here you got a contract, and if you sign the contract, we got a deal.
It's fine.
We got a deal. And you may like me, you may not like me, but we've got a deal,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't stick to your end of the deal, got a contract, then I can go to a
Courthouse.
get a courthouse and get it settled, right? You got a contract, yeah, you got to do what you do, and otherwise you have to pay me. It says exactly there. In China, that you don't have that system. There's no judge you can go to.
Isn't it seen as offensive if you try and make someone sign a contract, or is that you don't trust them?
That I don't know. That I don't know. But the contract is just worth nothing because there's no legislative system behind it to enforce what is on that paper. It's just a piece of paper.
Okay.
It's an intention, right? It's an intention. And with us, a contract is not an intention. It is a contract. So you stick to it.
The different legislative systems make it harder to close a deal in some countries than in others. Usually, a business deal is concluded by signing a contract, but contracts are not always valued in the same way in all countries. In the Netherlands, the contract is binding.